the database. Now let's talk about versioning of our API endpoints, because versioning is really important part of building a scalable and large APIs, which we plan to improve, update, maybe make some changes in existing API endpoints so that we don't break in existing clients, we have to create new versions. All right, how to create API endpoints to support versions? All right, this is really easy. We're going to use root, then I'm going to use prefix method, and I'm going to use right here the prefix I want. As an example, I'm going to use v1 as a prefix. Then I'm going to call group right here. Inside group, I'm going to provide a function, and inside that function, I'm going to define all rows which I want to have v1 prefix. Okay, now I'm going to paste this right here, and now my endpoint was changed, or more specifically, the endpoints were changed. Let me first open terminal and execute PHP Artisan route list. Now look at this. All my API endpoints are under v1. So API/v1, posts, and so on. Now, if I make requests in the Postman on the following URL, I'm going to get not found. The route doesn't exist. I have to make request on API v1/post, and then this is going to work, and it returns store as I'm returning from the method itself. However, I don't like creating this prefix but still having the post controller inside app HTTP controllers. I want to put that post controller inside a specific namespace as well. For this, again, I'm going to delete that post controller. Let's delete this. And now I'm going to create the post controller, but inside the proper place. PHP Artisan make controller. Again, we're calling this post controller, and we're going to provide --API. But the thing is that before that name post controller, I'm going to provide the location where I want this to be created. By default, this is created inside app HTTP controllers folder. So inside app HTTP controllers folder, I want it to be saved inside API/v1 uppercase v/post controller. That's it. I'm going to hit the enter. The controller was created. Look at this. Okay, we still have these 5 methods. I'm not returning anything, but that's not important. And the post controller needs to be imported right now from a proper place. That is API v1 post controller. Now I save this and we make the request. That works. It doesn't return anything simply because we don't return from the store anything, but we have status code 200, so it works. Now I open terminal and execute PHP Artisan route list, and we see that we are using API v1 post controller index and store and so on, all coming from the post controller, which is inside API v1 namespace. And this is how we do versioning. So if later I decide that I want to have a version 2 of posts, I'm going to create a new controller under v2 namespace, and I'm going to use post controller right here from the v2 namespace. While importing them, I have to give them different aliases. As an example, let's do this very quickly. PHP Artisan make controller. Let's call this v2 controller. I'm going to hit the enter. The controller was created. Now I'm going to duplicate this and import from v2 as well. However, both post controllers have the same name, so I'm going to give them aliases. I'm going to import post controller as v1 post controller, and this is going to be v2 post controller. And now I'm going to use this v1 post controller here and v2 post controller here. And now I have 2 versions of posts API endpoints. I mistakenly closed the API PHP. That's fine. Let's go into Postman. Sending request 200 works. Let's switch into v2, hit, and that works as well. And of course, both can return absolutely different things. Like from here, I'm going to return index underscore v1, and from the version 2, I'm going to return index underscore v2. Okay, now this is v2. Hit on get. We're going to send get request to access this method. We see v2. Now let's change the URL, send the request, we see v1. And this is how we do versioning in Laravel.